Hey guys, good morning. Um, it's been a while. You guys know, of course, the time I do my videos, you guys know it's going to be really, really early or really, really late. Um, I see my blue thing on, so I'm sure you guys hear me. Hi, I miss you guys. I miss yapping. I miss bringing you guys some justice. I know you're like, well, Justice, where you been? What you got for us? You guys know I'm a student. So you guys, if you're familiar, familiar with college or whatever, they need your time more than the job needs your time. But got some good news for y'all. I'm not gonna share it now. I'm just gonna tell you guys that I do graduate this year, and you'll see more of me. But we'll leave that at a different time when I'm about to graduate and everything is going on, and I'll explain it to you guys. What I major in was this and that. Okay. So I miss you guys. First, let me say, to those who do celebrate holidays, to those who don't, happy to you all. Happy, whatever you celebrate, whatever you don't, whatever you do, respect. You know how justice do, because you guys know my background by now. So what do I have for you guys? But let's get straight to it, of course. My tea is very hot, so bear with me. I'm thirsty. So I want to talk today about, look at this steam coming out, but I'm going to sip it. I love hot. But anyway, I want to talk about today, we're going to talk about different races. We're going to talk about religions, just a dab, not too much, just a dab. Let me start by saying this. Before I say what I say, I'm going to let you guys know, just a tad bit of my background, but if you watch other of my videos, you guys would know. Based off of how I was raised, at one point in time, I was multiple religions. Might sound awkward to you, and it might don't, but tell you at a different time. I'm just going to say that based off how I was raised, at one point in time, I was multiple religions. So I have a little bit of insight of each religion, right? All the way from Baptist to Jewish to Christian, yada yada, to Muslim, all of that. And I'm big on facts and proof. Any given time, I can prove what I'm saying. So let's get into it. Let's start by race, right? If I'm going to start with any race, I will start with mine first. You guys know how big I am about minding your business, right? I try my best to mind my business. But when it's categories about race and religion and me once being a specific religion or, and being a specific race, I felt the need to do this video. And you know what my page is about. It's about justice for my mom and justice for cases and what it has grown to, right? So I figured that this would be a great topic to talk about. Now, you guys know we're going to get, quick as possible, but we're going to get into it. So let me say this. I don't know what other races are going through, right? We got to be truthful about it, right? So before I speak about the other races and how I feel, I'm going to talk about mine. I care about my race. I do care about mankind. Not all, because all of mankind is not righteous. We have a lot of jinns and transgressors in the world. We have to, as much as we want to say we have to stop this and we should try to stop this and all this other stuff, we have to, come to a reality, right? And what's the reality? Everybody have their feelings. Trust me, I have mine every day just by simply walking outside. But when we say things like, oh, let's not categorize, let's not do this or let's not do that, when it's being done in our face, you have to call it what it is. I notice for me, in my opinion, with my race, sometimes with my race, which let me say this about every race before I talk about my race. I can show you a murderer in each race. I can show you a murderer in each race. I can show you a pedophile in each race. I can show you a convict in each race. I can show you a liar. I want anyone, if you're Chinese, Black, American, from Zimbabwe, from Kentucky, Canada, wherever, to prove me wrong. Prove to me that there's no murderer in your race. Prove to me that there's no drug addict in your race. Prove to me that there's no... We have to stop. So as much as we as people, we don't want to categorize, it's already been that way. And we can't, as people, in my opinion, right? Because Justice only speaks her opinion. I speak for no one else. I will not ever. I will always speak for me, in my opinion, right? In my opinion is this: we must do the work individually. I told you guys from the beginning of my video, I can say whatever here. I can sit here and tell you this and tell you that, and click off this camera and be the complete opposite of what I'm telling you. But I can only lead by example. I can only lead by example. I cannot control what others do. I cannot control what others do, but I can lead. I can control what I can be accountable for my actions, of course. And that's why I held people accountable for their actions, because I held myself. You get what I'm saying? We like to, as mankind, hold people accountable for their actions, but we're not holding ourselves. Unfortunately, the way this world has been categorized, yeah, of course it's not due to what, the millennials or the next generation has created. This stems back from our ancestors and what they've created, right? And now it's us to do the work to, fix it and do all this. But when you say things like, oh, we shouldn't categorize, and these people are not like this, but this is what we see, you categorize yourself. As a community, as a race, as a religion, you separate yourself. You don't say all is welcome, do you? Enlighten me. Please enlighten me. Because I go places until this very day, and they say, oh, what's your religion? Or what's this? This is only for Muslims, or this is only for Jews, or this is only for... They say that. Is that shockful to the world? Justice will only bring justice. And I think sometimes with mankind is we want to scream that we're going to, we're having this infamous change, or, we're changing, but are we really? Where? I would love to see the change. Since the beginning of time, things has been categorized, and it still is. It still is. If you want to uncategorize it and you have to start with you. You have to start with your people. A lot of different races, including mine. In order to fix the problem, you must include yourself. In order to fix the problem, you must include yourself. A lot of races like to, give advice to other races on what they should not do or what they should not say, and how they should behave, from talking to looking to styling. Until this day, you can't work at certain jobs based off your hair. Do I have to prove that? Do I have to apply for certain jobs to show you what they say? You can't have dreads. You can't have box braids. You have to cut this. You can't. So when we sit here as different races and different religions, and we say, oh, stop, pause, why don't we turn to our religion, our own religion? and ask, how come there's no black people here? How come there's a percentage? There's 50 white people or Chinese people, and there's only 2. How come? We have to look at each other before we can look at any race. Before we try to, oh, this is what your race should do. Your race should change just because it only. Why don't you tell your race that? Why don't you tell your race that is wrong? Why don't you tell your race this hospital should not just be for us? It should be for the world. So it kind of, and I know the world, America, mankind, we like to push this. We're moving forward, but make me a believer. Make me a believer. See, when I was young, a little bit younger than what I am, I moved around a lot. You guys know, you know my background. I've told you a tad. Different schools, different areas, different environments. And things are not equal. I don't know if anybody, noticed that. In the world, I don't think things were ever equal, right? We don't like, oh, don't say this particular. We have to, let's break the mold, right? Let's be honest about it all. Let's stop the lies, because that's what they are. Right? You want the control, but when somebody say you can, okay, this is what I think with some races, right? We all want to be top-notch controllers or whatever, but then when someone says, okay, you're the controller of this, you can change it, it's no answer to that. Let me give an example, right? I'm a brown person. You clearly see that, right? I own the percentage of everything in this world, basically. Let's just say that, right? So I am capable of changing things within 24 hours, right? I always, when I say that, I always like to stem back to the COVID. It didn't take 72 hours for people to put on a mask and the government to give you a chance. It took less than 24. Or you would have been locked up, or, hound down like a dog in the street without putting on a mask. You wouldn't be able to get in anywhere. So if we want change, we have to really look at ourselves individually. If I'm owning a percentage of something, right? You can't sit here and say, well, you hired this person or you hired that. No. Because at the end of the day, it still belongs to me. It still belongs to me. So at any given chance, I can make change if I choose not to. We don't want to be labeled as wrong or separate or categorized. Oh no, we love everybody. That's not true. That's not true. You know how I feel about history, and you've seen my videos before. You know what I do and things like that. We always, let me say this. Some of my RIP their soul, my ancestors has passed away, right? Due to, certain things, right? So when it comes down to my family history, I've done a lot of my own research. If I had to pay, do reading, digging, whatever I can do to find out my ancestry history, like what's in me. Why? Why do I have to do that? Why? It makes no sense. Why do I have to pay for those things? Why do I'm still waiting for an apology for what was done. I'm still waiting for a full apology. I'm still waiting for a full-on check. And we can't say, we like to say, the past is the past and we're moving forward, but from what was done to my ancestors' past, I don't see them moving forward. Now, Me, I didn't go out there and start to have up a record and sell drugs and do this by the grace of my creator and my ancestors, right? So what did I do? Because we like to say, oh, people like to judge people of this is where they live or this is what they do, but I'm speaking for me. For me, I'm not speaking for no one else, no other mankind, no other brown girl, no other. I'm speaking for justice. I didn't even get justice for my mother's case, and that's by law. If you check the rest of my videos, until this very day, that's by law. So when we're talking about that percentage, some people like to call them the powers that be and this and that and this and that. I don't. I call them a percentage because that's what they are, a percentage, a number. That's what they categorize me and my family, my ancestors are, as a percentage. Am I not called a percentage? You have the rich, you have supposedly the poor, supposedly the middle class, the urban, the suburbs. Is that not categorizing? Is that not categorizing? Look, if I'm wrong, we can always talk about it. We can agree to disagree respectfully. I don't tolerate the I don't. As you can see through my videos clearly. Excuse me. Let me grab napkin. Yeah. I don't tolerate. So we can always discuss it. But excuse me. That's good tea. But I wanted to do this video, about my race and other races. Individually, you have to, because I still want to know why. I want to know from America. I want to know why. These are questions I have. I have answers. I want to know why. Why was it ever legal for my ancestors to be slaves? Why was it ever legal for this one? Why? Why? Because you cannot. People could say what they want to say and believe what they want to believe and believe that everything is fair in this world and everybody got equal chances in 2022 going on 2023. Make me a believer. If you can rest your weary head at night and sleep on your whatever $300 whatever, or you know how y'all percentages do. Y'all go ahead and do y'all thing and sleep and really believe that everything in this world is equal and everybody got a full-on chance. Well, you have a silent night and a holy night too. Because while you're sleeping silently, the world around you is loud, full of pain and deceit and lies and betrayal. Word advice to make sure okay, we're still on. Word advice to every race. Focus on you. Focus on your race. Focus on telling your race to be honest and be fair. I think a lot of people is getting, now, let me say something about my race. Here's the thing. I know you have your feelings. Trust me, I have mine as well. I know. I truly know. And I am not going to tell you who to ride with, who not, because I have different races in my family. But I can also tell you things about my family that was different because of my race. You understand? So I feel like me moving around as much as I did and having different religions taught me a lot about mankind. So I'm proud of that. And as a young child, I didn't understand it. I just moving in 1 minute I'm this religion, 1 minute I'm that. But growing up and studying and realize it has taught me about the world. It has taught me of different people. And I don't think no race wants to feel like their race is bad or their race did something wrong. But I think we have to be honest. Have any of you who have, asked your great grandmother or great aunt why was this legal? How could we have done that? And then my biggest thing is just like with the monster who did what they did to my mother. What I said to their family. Everybody like to say, this move on and all of this stuff and things are getting better. But I always say, because time will always tell, you know how I feel about time. Me and time, we're here. When it is done in your family, right? Will it be that easy for you? Will you be that okay with it? I don't know. Time will tell. But for each race, focus on your race. Focus on making your race better and lead by example. Stop telling, and let me say something. To me, laws and amendments are way overdue for change, right? I don't, we still living off of laws and amendments when people that created them are not even living on the land anymore. Huh? I don't understand that. That's the government thing. But they created these laws and these amendments, freedom of speech. So before people get their panties in a bunch of what people are saying about, oh, they're saying this about black people, they're saying this about white people, they're saying this about Muslims, they're saying this about Jews. Blame your federal, blame your government. Freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. I'm not saying that everything someone says out of their mouth is right. I'm not saying that. But it's their opinion. Wasn't it legal at one point to legal, not illegal, legal, to say whatever about brown people, to treat them like the people in your, not that long ago. Not that long ago. Not that long ago at all. Legal. So to other races, it's okay. Calm down. We get it. We know you're a little touchy, and my race has been touchy all our life. My ancestors aren't having touchy with the Lord. I can't say what your ancestors are. I don't know. But maybe you should talk to them. Maybe you should talk to your ancestors and ask them why. Why did they make it legal? Why did they do what they do? Why? Pray to them, and then maybe they'll answer you in your dreams or however you communicate. I don't know. Everyone in general needs to focus on making their self better and leading by examples. And stop trying. We give all this advice, but we got to give that to ourselves. Mankind needs it. You need it. Right? I go places. I see things. I see it. I see it. I walk down the street and I see it. See, there has been books wrote about it. There has been movies made about it. There's a slavery movie coming out every 6 months. It seems like. Right? We have to stop saying there has been change because brown people are free, or you feel like that doesn't mean change. That doesn't mean change. That doesn't mean change. Yes, maybe some things are changing or have changed, but not everything. It's still going on. So when it's completely has stopped, then we can say it's over. But it's not over. It's long overdue to be over, but it's not over, unfortunately. Not when you can walk in what you consider an urban school and they still having books from 1989. But then you can walk into what you call a suburban school and they got Apple laptops and all of that. Well, how do you know this, Justice? I lived it. I lived it. One thing about justice is I told you guys I like to mind my business. I don't like to speak about things I don't know. I know a lot of people's business. Know it well. But I can care. That's me, right? I said that's me, not nobody else. What other people do, I cheer you on. Do your thing. Do what you got to do. Do what you feel is right. I'm talking about me. You know that I don't really care about me. We can't say things are different and change when you have suburban people who get, like, even the money is different. Even the money, what people get paid is different. We have to stop with this delusion. It's a delusion. Is it not? I need some more tissue. Give me a second, guys. I need some more tissue. Is it not? Is it not a delusion? Why doesn't everybody want to seem like the bad guy when everybody know what they're doing? Why? I can't even go in some places and rent it if I'm not that religion. I can't even go in some places and if I'm renting a house or if I'm renting some property, I can't. I can't. But yet everybody wants to sit there and pretend that, oh, no. Now, people can say what they want. But when more and more people are starting to get put out there on tape, aren't they? And then what? And then what? You'll say this, and then you will have a person to test the theory. They'll send a person that's their same race and their same kind and see if they get the same answer. Let me tell you something. when you know, I have different type of, I say that because through my lifetime, I had different types of friends, different races, and we would do things like that. I would tell my friend, I think this person is racist toward me. You go in there, and they be lit with it. They be lit with it. They be like, all right, let's see. And then they come out and they say, yeah, you're right. We're not going to that piece of Paula. We're not going there. This was in high school. I was living in a suburban area. I should have brought my van. And then when you get caught about it, or you get put on video, oh, no cameras in this place. We don't allow cameras in. Why? Why? Because you know you're doing fraud. You know you're liable to lie. You know that. You know that. Let me blow my nose, Susan. It has to stop. It has to stop. It has to stop. And you don't want people to label you or feel like that. If you didn't really do it, you wouldn't have to worry about nobody putting you out there or saying you're wrong if you really didn't do it. I don't worry about no one saying this or that or calling this and that out on justice because I know what I do. I don't have to lie to myself nor you or anyone else. For what? I tell you guys that all the time. And for my brown people with the money, heck, anybody with a coin, let's stop saying, oh, let's do something about it. I want to do something about it now. I see a lot of people, and you know, I've told you guys, which is a good thing. Don't stop. You know my motto. It's better now than not ever. It's better now than not ever, right? But I'm going to say this. Some of you, if it's from celebrities, politicians, yada yada, so forth, so forth. Oof, my robe, excuse me, guys. My robe got me a little. It's the tea. It's good tea now. Come on. But some of you, from celebrities to whoever, I don't care if it's politicians. I don't care. I don't care who you are. You know how I am. You have money. You have a voice. You want to use it. But let's stop saying, oh, it's time and we should start now. I see a lot of people want to speak out and all these celebrities. Like, you guys still have the money. I don't care if it's $1 million, $2 million. If you're so-called serious, give it up. Help out. And you can sit up here and say you're helping out and all of that. Cool. I just say that because I see so much stuff on YT, IG, the news, and I don't see enough of that. So maybe, I don't know, maybe the people not posting all what you do. Maybe you should get your own camera guy and follow you around the town. My nose and everything is running. Ooh, this tea is coming out me. Whatever you gotta do. But you don't just say you want to do something about it, but yet you're not. You guys be having this much money, you own that many houses, that many, you got malls, and if it's malls, and you got clubs, you got this, you got that, you got all these dollars, and da-da-da-da. Cool, but don't just sit there and be like, you so tired, but and I'm not saying you got to sit up here and give your whole check, or your whole this, or your whole house. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, let's be real. Y'all got enough money to start a little something if you really wanted to. And I don't know, maybe that percentage get ready to stop y'all. I don't know. It's not my problem. But I don't worry about that percentage because it's not no government or federal can ever replace my creator. Ever. I didn't come from you. And when the creator calls me home, I'm not going to you. Right? The flesh is the flesh. It's just exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't worry about that stuff. I don't worry about that stuff. A lot of people with a little coin, if it's from a celebrity, you like to say things and then say somebody is blocking you or got your mouth shut. My mouth is not shut. Nobody blocks me. If anything, if anybody tries to lure for people, I feel sorry for them because you're going to feel a terrible chastisement. Terrible, terrible, terrible chastisement on this planet. We know that. But it depends, you guys some of you guys go through old people syndrome. And what I mean by like that is no shade. It's like you hit a particular age, you're not in your 20s no more. You're not a millennial. Like, no disrespect. You're up there now. So now it's like, the guilty conscience, I want to do right by my people. You gotta understand something. Me, I was saved through my pain. So it's not about me saying, because I can, tell you some stories here and there. But I was saved through my pain. Right? You guys been doing such for things, different races. You guys, different people and people with percentage that money been doing negative stuff for so many moons. And now when you feel like a gray hair is there, a crossover. Don't get me wrong. Better now than not ever. But you still have the answers to that. You still. And then you have some that feel like, oh, they already did it. They're in too deep and they might as well keep going. You just keep digging and digging and digging and digging. Until you alively reach where you want to reach. Alive. You ain't even there yet. You already reached it because you just kept digging and digging. I don't understand it. And then you got the ones who talk about it and still don't do anything. You got all this guilt. A lot of you suffer from guilty conscience. Yeah. I know that. I study people. That stuff that I do. You'll learn down the line when I show you guys my degree. But a lot of you suffer from that. One of the biggest things I will teach my patients as I grow is we have to focus on ourselves before we can, love or do anything or try to save or be this and be that or say this. We have to It starts with you. It starts with you. Let's not say, let's not categorize and say this. You got to blame it on federal. You got to blame it on the government and federal. Was before our time. This is what it was. It's always been categorized from poor to rich. It's categorized. Unfortunately, I didn't want it to be categorized. Hey, you know how justice. I believe justice for all. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. I don't know what my country believes anymore. I don't know. I don't know. Me in America, man, it's a lot. But you guys, we gotta individually first, and look at your race. Stop telling other races what is best for you think them to do. Oh, well, I'll best if you guys just, let it go. No, no, no. Ask your race. Ask your race why. Ask your race why. How could we have let the ask your race, and then ask your race, what do you think we can do to right it? Because I'm still waiting on an apology and a check. Am I not? And please don't try to say this and about me, because none of you know me. And even if you think you do, watch your mouth. My creator's watching. I don't want you to get chastised. No. You want to sleep well. Right? So for each race, each religion, you gotta focus on you and be honest. You have to. And you guys, a lot of people suffer from guilty conscience. You made these decisions and it's eating you up. I know, I get it, I see it. It's undeniable. Maybe in the long run I can help. If you watch my videos, I've been through some stuff myself. It took time. It took me, and I have lots and lots of wisdom to share with you guys. And I share it with mankind because my children is a part of this world. I share it with mankind because I am a part of this world. I don't conduct in what this world do, but I'm a part of it. Right? We can sit here, like I said, and we can sit here and we can say, I just want to make sure my mic is still on. I believe my mic is still on, and usually I'll hear it. Yeah, we're good. So we can sit here and say this, we don't like this, and remember freedom of speech. Because let me say this, I can sit up here, right, and say so many different and so many negative things about each race, even about my own kind. I can call you guys all ignorant names, even about my own kind. But what will that do? Nothing. Nothing. But it amazed me because I see stuff sometimes and I don't wanna feel like that, but I do. Sometimes I feel like my own country don't like me. I do. Based off of how they treated my ancestors. That was actually legal to kill us. We had no rights. And then me growing up. I ain't ever lost big go to no jail or use no drugs or do none of that. I don't get no help. I didn't get no da. And if I do get loans, I have to pay it back. But I don't sit here and complain and, oh, I was in my ancestors. No, I get up and I do. I get up and I do. And please don't say closed mouths don't get fed, because even my YouTube videos, I hear stuff about all the time, people paying for this and paying for that. Look, send me some money to finish off this college, okay? If somebody, please help us out. I'm still talking about my mama tombstone. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that everybody's sitting here waiting for a handout or just because a person lives. The world, you guys got to do better. We don't want to categorize. We say this and that, but you categorize a person based off of where they live at. I have people categorize me based on where off I live at, and not knowing that I'm the most probably intelligent person, got the most highest GPA than anybody in their family probably. don't sit here and try to say that to prove myself to anybody because I can care less. I focus on justice, bringing myself justice. We have to do the work individually. And if you don't want it done, talk to your people. Talk to your people. Talk to yourself. Lead by example. It's way overdue for laws and amendments to be changed. Way overdue. The people that created it, it's not even no longer living on this land. They're dead. Gone. Past tense history. It's funny how we can say we evolve. But evolve where? With cars? From horses to cars? Is that what you mean by evolve? Have we evolved mentally, mankind? Have we evolved spiritually? Heck, have we evolved physically? No, because people are cancer, dying, more diseases, more viruses is coming out. So where have we evolved? It amazed me that when my ancestors were slaves, we were the bad people. We couldn't be trusted. Fast forward, many moons forward, going on 2023, we're still played to be that. We're still the bad people. So when my ancestors were slaves, we were the bad people. We were nasty, the bad people. Now we're free, 2020, we're still the bad people. I walk down the street, people cross over and like they're scared. I should be scared of you. You enslaved my ancestors. You fed my ancestors to alligators and hung them by trees. What you scared of me for? You gotta break it down for me because stop with the old don't categorize. You categorize your religion. You categorize your people. You create wars. The creator that created this universe. And then everybody wants to know how. Well, Justice, how can we help? I've been telling you guys since day one. You. That's how. It starts with you. It starts with you. That's how. That's the key. Oh, we just can't say no. You can. You sacrifice for other stuff, right? Money, fame. You won't sacrifice for your life and your beliefs. You're that scared. It starts with you. It doesn't start with everybody else. It starts with you. Then after you start with you, turn to your people. If you're Muslim, if you're Jew, turn to your religion. Turn to your religion. Ask them why. How come we don't let everybody in our church? How come we don't sell property to everybody at the same price? How come we charge, how come we charge this person that price? You see it in those books. You see it. All of you see it. And the creator of the universe see it too. That's why it's happening. And it will continue to happen until it's done. Mankind did this to the world. Mankind shall fix it. Mankind did this to this world. Mankind shall fix it. Stop saying don't categorize, and that's what you're doing. It's been done. It's being done now as we speak. So we can ask for change in certain things. We can tell people to be quiet about certain things, but not all. So I'm going to leave it at this. Look at me. Nothing died. Nothing went dead. The camera must miss me. You guys must miss me. I've grown to care about mankind. Look, I'm going to do more, but I gotta focus on me, not in, you guys know I say it with me, not in a selfish way, but in a way that I need. And I'm definitely gonna try to do more videos. I want to look for like I be around different spots. If it's my kitchen, living room, yada yada. I want to find a spot for you guys in my shack up, and so we'll be able to kick it, and I'll have a specific time dedicated for you guys. Right now, I don't have a specific time. I come and do video, and I can. But I got you guys. I got you. I'll put you in a nice spot. We'll have a specific for you guys. I'll upload my videos. It'll be a specific day and time. You can get it up. But yes, I really want my channel to grow. I do. I really do, because I will always continue to give words and wisdom. I will always. I think my next topic. No, I'm not gonna tell you guys my next topic. Somebody might try to be like, "Oh, got a topic." Go ahead. But I think I know what my next. I gotta go to. I'm gonna write it down in my YT book. But I think I got another topic. It just hit me right then and there. Oh, that tea was type good. But I really do enjoy talking to you guys, and I just I wanted to talk about religion. I wanted to talk about racism. I do. I just want us to change. You heard me say us, right? Yeah, me too. I say us because I am mankind as well, you guys, and I will not. There's no need to tell you guys a fit, right? Because then I'm not being honest with myself. I don't know. I don't. There's even some terms I try not to use for my own self. I mean, look, sometimes I might slip up, but then I'll be like, excuse my French, Lord, and just switch it because it's just not for me. But I'll tell you this, and this goes to any race. You see justice, you see me, and I will always be respectful first. Why? Because of my creator and my ancestors and my mom, R.P. soul. You will not speak disrespectfully in front of me about my race. I will not tolerate it. Now, I don't know what other people in my race tolerates, but not me. And I will always ask you respectfully. I don't care what you say. First, I will ask you, what is your race, depending on what term you're using. And if you tell me such and such, then I'll bypass. But if you are a specific race and you're doing something that I find uncomfortable, I will always speak up about it. And I will always calmly ask you to either not do it or I'll dismiss myself. But I will not let you disrespect me or my race. Because I can easily, as quick as I snap my hands, do the same thing about your race. Maybe even worse. But see, I don't need to. Because you are not worth it and the situation won't be worth it. I'm not, it's just not worth it. But I don't tolerate disrespect. And neither does my creator. But you'll learn that dealing with me. You'll learn it quick, But yeah, so we have to, I don't want to say be careful, but let's as mankind try our best to go back to thinking before we speak, right? I know I do. Sometimes I think about things and I want to come up and say it, and you guys know through my videos, I might just pause for a minute. I might pause, look up at the creator. I might look around and analyze and think, because one of the biggest things mankind we have a problem with is communication. And you can say, no, I don't know what she's talking about. We do. Excuse me. That's why we have wars. That's why we have the politicians. They can't, Republicans or Democrats, they can't ever disagree. They can't ever agree on nothing. Because we don't know, mankind don't know how to talk to people. It's crazy how we invented language in English, and it comes from the Latin world and all this other stuff. But yet we don't know how to speak to one another. Hmm. You know my motto about language. Language was a given. Before we can talk, we would boom, 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 throw on walls and, communicate. Maybe we need to go back that and create language all over again, right? Start it all over, everything. But no, like I was saying, we got to learn how to communicate with one another as mankind respectfully, because we are so, and I get it. We're passionate about it because it's not spoke upon enough. It's not touched on enough. And it's kind of like a girlfriend or a boyfriend who's been holding in there, been unhappy for so long, and it just comes out, right? It's just all over the place. That's how religions in the world be. We don't talk about it because it is, at one point it was what? Wasn't it kind of taboo? I guess that's how people would treat it. But people be so passionate because we don't know how to communicate about it. Everybody feels like this religion is right, this religion didn't do that, and who did this to Jesus and who did that, and who. If you a religion, you full of it. If you're a pagan, it's this and that. It's all over the place, just like the world. It's all over the place, just like the world. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But we can definitely. I believe. I don't know if mankind believes, but I believe we can get it back to somewhat. Well, not get it back because it wasn't ever there. we can start over. I believe that. I believe that. And once again, you're gonna always ask Justice how, because everybody likes to say things, but nobody ever give us a start, right? We need to start. No disrespect to mankind, but from religion to whatever. I'm not saying that mankind don't think for themselves, but mankind likes to, like to have this one silent leader. I don't know why, whatever. But how do we start? I'm going to give everybody a key to answer, and I'm going to leave this video because it's going on an hour. I'm going to give you a gift. You start with yourself. Huh? You start with yourself. When you talk to someone, the next time you talk to someone and you want to get a point across, y'all ain't even listening. I'm giving you all the good deeds. Okay, I got y'all, because I want the world to be okay. When you talk to someone, you talk respectfully. And if you cannot have a conversation with them, you dismiss the conversation respectfully. You don't have to communicate with people. You don't have to sit there and listen to someone. I mean, if they're your mama, then you might want to listen. You might get, But you know what I'm saying. Let's be real. It starts with learning how to communicate with other people. And it starts with yourself. You can't expect, from government to politicians, you expect for people voting, you expect for people not to be racist, you expect all this other stuff. You can't expect for stuff from people that you don't expect from yourself that you're not doing. You can't expect people to be open and not be racist, but yet your whole religion doesn't let people in. I don't get it. You can't expect for people to be loyal, but I can't even count on my government to get justice for my mother's case, but you want me to be loyal. You can't expect for people to be loyal and vote for you and do all this, but you're not giving what you're expecting. It doesn't work that way in life. And the Creator keeps showing you that. From the Egyptians, from the Roman time, it shows you. I'm not understanding it. I'm just a messenger. I will always be a messenger. I enjoy being a messenger. I'll move up, but that's when it's time for the Creator. But right now I'm a messenger. And I'm telling you, it's been told from the other messengers before me. It's been told. I'm not the first one who said these things. You guys know that. But yet no one still has learned. I mean, what are we doing? We're creating more and more schools, but no one still has learned. Why is there such thing as this school, you can accept it in part? Why is that there? There should be no such thing as this school or a black school or a white school or a Jewish school or a Muslim school. What is that? And even if it is, because I'm not going to say what you couldn't do not with your money. You can say that this is a Muslim school, this is a Jew school, this is a black school, this is a white school. But is that not categorizing? I'm not Muslim. I can't go to that school. I'm not Jewish. I can't go to that school. I'm not white. I can't go to that school. I can't have those same services. Isn't that not categorizing? I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, I've been those religions. So for me, I know. I don't just, it wasn't by choice. I didn't say wake up and say, I wanted to be Muslim. I wanted to be Jew. I wanted to be Christian. Oh, I want to be Baptist. When you moving around and you go through stuff in your life, and you're a child, you know what it is. If you living in a household, that's what you are. If you living in a household, that's what you're eating. So coming from someone who's been there, who's moved around, it start with you. It starts with you. You believe that war is the only way? That's what you believe? If it's religious or economics or whatever, that war is the only way? I don't believe that. I don't believe that. We know everything else from the beginning of time. What was before wars? How did things happen before wars? I don't believe that. So we got to stop pointing these fingers because everybody want to open their mouth and have a freedom of speech. You might not like what they say. I hear stuff all the time. And I don't like what I hear out of people's gums. But guess what? That's exactly what it is, their opinion. That's not going to change who I am. That's not going to make me hate white people or hate Jewish people or hate Muslims or hate black people. Excuse my French, brown people, Caucasian. You guys know what I'm saying. It's not. That's another thing, terms. You say white, you say brown, you say black, you say Jew, you say this, you say Muslim. I'm great for changing terms and making people feel comfortable. I'm here for it all. But if we're going to do it correctly. You have people talking about how people speak when half of people speak inside the Google microphone, and that's why your words come out. People ain't texting. People Google. You saying she, Google say thee. Now people think you're dumb. So come on. What are we doing here, people? It's okay. Breathe out. Breathe out. See, for me, I'm grateful because I have people that once walked in this land and that's no longer here. So I kind of got the best of both worlds, right? And I don't know if people connected to their ancestors. I don't know. But I think you should be. I think you should. But I'm saying if you do, we got to ask why. And I'll tell you this about when it comes down to racism or slavery. By the grace of my Creator and my ancestors, there will be a day. There will be a day when everything will be fully recovered. And all that was taken and stolen shall be placed back into the hands of the people that is rightfully so. I know that. But I will not move forward with hate in my heart. No race is worth it. No race is worth it. But if you don't like it or not, you gotta face the truth. It will happen. You can try to fight it. It's been fought since the beginning of time. We see that with the Egyptians and the Romans. We see. They tried to fight it. They tried as much as they wanted. It still happened. And it's not done happening because everybody is, some, I'm not going to say everybody, some are still lying. You're still lying. You're still hiding. You're hiding information. You're categorizing people. You're putting people separately. You're creating you're creating wars. You're creating viruses. And you're sitting there knowing exactly what you're doing, and you think nobody sees you. But guess what? In the world that we live in, cells and organs and all this other stuff, it's just what they are. Flesh. When it is the time of your time, it will not end. Ask your ancestors, and that's why I tell you to connect with your ancestors. Ask them. Ask all about the ones who was enslaving people and ask them if you can get in contact with them. Because you probably can. Because they're somewhere else. You know where they are. You know. And that's why it's difficult for you to get in contact with. That's why. So you do better. You lead by example. It's everything is long overdue. We can't say let's stop saying we're changing, we're getting there. We're not. Certain things are changing, but when it comes down to deep root, we're not even plucking the stem, because every time we touch on it, we can't communicate respectfully. It's something there. Everybody wants the power. Nobody wants to take the blame. Good thing the Creator protects the children, right? I don't know. So I'm gonna go. I just wanted to say that. Starts with you. Starts with you. But if you want to stop categorizing, then do that. If you want to be fair, then do that. Live by example. When you see a brown person on the street, or when you know you selling it, sell it to that brown person. And let me say something. And if that one brown person messes up in some type of way, stop thinking all brown people. Let me say something. If that's the case, I could think that about white people. Until this very day, I can think that all white people were just like the ones that did what they did to my ancestors. Then I wouldn't have had I wouldn't have been cool with no white people. I wouldn't have had no white girlfriend. None of that would have happened. You guys go through things, if it's Spanish people, white people, whatever, and you like but you know your kind. No, I don't, because I can say that about your kind. When I hear Spanish people or white people or any type of religion come to me and say, oh, you know your kind, I say, no, I don't know my kind, because I can say that about your kind. If there's a crackhead in my religion, there's a crackhead in your religion, in your race. If there's a murderer in my race, there's a murderer in your race. If there's a Hannibal in my race, there's a Hannibal in your race. Facts. I can show it. I can show you a Hannibal in your race. You don't believe it? I can show you a crackhead in your race. You don't believe it? So stop. You don't want to categorize people. Next time you ride through what you call the ghetto or the urban community, stop fake locking your doors and stop that. You don't want to categorize people. You don't want to. It starts with you. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Stop worrying about what everybody else is doing. Because once you get yourself together, you know, I don't categorize people. I don't do that. You'll look at the world different. You'll conduct yourself different. What people say won't get to you as much. Won't phase you, because you know what you're capable. You know what you're putting into this world, into this atmosphere. And then you'll be able to give words of wisdom and talk about other things and help other things and see that I don't have to look at this with pain or hatred or aggravated, but I can look at it in a positive way to embrace it, to help them grow. And if they don't want to grow and realize it, you step back. You don't have to deal with it. You step back. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I know I keep saying I'm going, but I get very passionate. You guys know that. But I want my channel to grow. I do, because I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna continue to give words of wisdom. Into all races, rap, all mine, yours. Justice believe that you can do better. I do. I do. I do. I know people in this world, we do a lot of crazy things, but I do believe that you guys can do better. But start with you. Start with you. Don't because this is your religion and they've been doing this for years and this is the way to go. Has it been working? No. Because if it has been working, there would not ever been such thing as slaves. If it's been working with all these different races, it would have been slaves. It wouldn't happen to brown people. It wouldn't happen to the Jews. It wouldn't have if everything that people was doing was so called working, the world wouldn't be the way it is today. There would not be wars and all. It wouldn't be that. It's not working. And when we can start admitting that and stop saying, oh, what we're going to do, it's plenty of things you can do. It's plenty of things. Start with yourself. And then after you start with yourself, start with the land. Start with the land. Mankind has disrespected the land so many moons. The industrial part, the land, the crops. You can start with the land and the animals. Right? Individually. Stop blocking at certain people and certain people. Stop. And stop doing it undercover and sneaky. Stop being sneaky. Okay, mankind? Stop it. Stop lying and saying this is for everybody and this is that, and that's not true. Stop it. The more you keep doing that, we will be in the same position. So, we'll see. We'll see what the next year brings. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see the change. We'll see. We'll see people doing the individual work. God, hopefully we'll see. I know I will. I know I will. I will continue to do it for myself. For myself. For my ancestors and my creators. And for my loved ones who love me through my creator. That's what I would do it for. And of course, you guys. All right, guys. See you later. Until next time. I'll be bringing more justice.